Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday. Today we are going back to one of our classic segments, ad review. And today we're looking at commercials from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s that aged extremely poorly. Starting, of course, with this one that I do believe that I remember, featuring Bill Cosby. By the way, content warning, alert. These commercials aged poorly for a reason. That means there's going to be something bad. I haven't seen all these. I wanted some of them to be live reactions, so I didn't watch them all. But, well, in the 90s, he sold pudding.
Don't worry, I'm making you a cup of this new stuff, sir.
Already aged poorly because it's like it's mixing stuff into a drink.
New Jello stirring snack. Now you can have pudding one cup at a time.
You got any vanilla?
I can do that.
If you can stir, you can snack.
If you can stir, you can snack. Bill Cosby, of course, drugged women's drinks and went to jail for it. I think he just got out. There's classifications here that we're going to talk about with poorly aged ads. But it seems like one of the most likely causes of a poorly aged ad is them betting on a spokesman who then later does something to undermine the brand safe image they had. So,
Mr. Fogel, no denying your body's changed over the years.
This one's so bad. I've seen this one independently. Oh, this one's so bad. Why? This is Subway spokesman Jared Fogle, who was brought up on child pornography charges. They set this one in a courtroom, and he famously had a very public trial not too far from this.
Yes. Sir, this committee must know, did you ingest anything that helped create this change in your physique?
Yes. Usually a 6-inch turkey breast sub for lunch and a foot-long veggie delight for dinner.
You get those over the counter?
Yes, at a Subway restaurant.
Excellent. We're going to need more
I think it's so funny, even putting aside the fact that he was a monster. It's crazy that they made their entire campaign around just like a regular fat guy who ate Subway and got skinnier. That's crazy that like they did hundreds of these. They did so many of these Jared Fogle ads. I mean, it didn't really say anything about the quality of Subway. It was just like a guy that ate one sandwich. He just ate a lot less.
Am I free to go?
Yeah, setting in the
They
court
came
was crazy.
across country by wagon and settled in Amana, Iowa. Whatever they needed, they made by hand.
Okay, the Amish.
Made it the best it could be.
Okay.
That same fundamental is still practiced today in Amana, Iowa, the home of Amana Appliances, a Raytheon company. Whatever you make it the best it can be. Raytheon, where quality starts with fundamentals.
Wait, did Raytheon used to be a... I didn't know this. Did Raytheon pivot to weapons and defense? I gotta look this up. They were making Patriot missiles in 91. So, I don't know. What am I missing here? I don't think they ever did appliances. This is like a fake ad. Let me watch this again. Let me make sure I understand. All right. So at the time of airing, by the way, they have made the Patriot missile. Internationally popular missile they're selling. But at this point, they're not making appliances.
That same fundamental is still practiced today in Amana, Iowa, the home of Amana Appliances, a Raytheon company. Whatever you make.
I see. Okay, this is okay, I see what they're doing. I don't know what you call greenwashing, whatever, like nice washing Raytheon. It's a subsidiary company that makes appliances, a small subsidiary called Amana Refrigeration or something. That's part of the conglomerate. And they're using that with a big Raytheon logo at the end so that people can think of nicer things when they think of Raytheon. This didn't age poorly. This was bad when it aired. What bad thoughts do you have about Raytheon? I'll tell you. There's two. One is that, it sucks that there's a company making huge profit off making missiles. Primarily used to kill people in different countries, all right? But even on like a pure utilitarian USA let's go thing, their primary business model is just milking our tax dollars. Just absolutely overcharging for every possible thing to the government. That's how their company grows, is to like set up people in key positions in the government and then try to drastically overcharge, go over budget on everything. So like on either method, whether you're on a moral ground or a purely financial ground, all these defense companies are just bleeding us dry, bro. At Raytheon Technologies. Hello, Raytheon. Good to see you officially here. Tell you what, we'll call it even and you send me one Patriot missile. No questions asked. Deliver it to my door because I want to have that threat for my chatters. Oh, I don't want you to deliver it the way
Welcome, analysts. The result has been a disappointing performance.
Is this Enron? I think I've seen this.
This was a challenging fiscal year for the company. Earnings are down.
But as everyone knows, you can't predict the weather. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, that's so, that was that's kind of a weirdly artsy commercial. Enron, massive, one of the largest financial frauds in American history, cooking the books top to bottom. People lost a ton of their savings, employees lost their pensions, and then they became an amazing hat company legally recently. So if you want to buy one of those, they are legal and they are completely ethical. It's not Wilson.
You okay?
I'm fine, let's go.
Hold on, where are you?
I'm in New York.
Who am I?
Yeah, Coach.
And who are you?
I'm Batman.
Sit down.
You don't understand, I'm Batman.
I do.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers.
Hello, good citizen. My name is Batman. You could be my assistant.
I think the joke of this one is that CTE isn't real. And it's hilarious to even think about it, you know? And that was a good joke. And that's still, that lands, okay? Because it is a fake liberal hoax. And Snickers knows that. They should bring this back today.
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got a buck?
It should have been him, dude. This was the inflection point where either we could have got President Grimace or President Trump. Honestly, this ad aged fine because Trump provably loves McDonald's. Like, he has an authentic passion for it. And then when he got to the White House, he ate a bunch of McDonald's. So this, honestly, in my mind, this aged like a fine wine.
Got a buck? You're in luck. Delicious, beefy, big, and tasty.
Damn. This aged poorly. This was a buck? Yeah, this is like $8 now, bro.
I mean, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's dollar menu every day.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Forget the Trump part, the dollar menu. This aged incredibly poorly. Calling your menu the dollar menu is one of the stupidest things you can do in a country that has default 2% inflation. And then in many instances, especially recently, much, much higher. Because you can't keep the quality of the food at $1 for very long. Like, even a few years, it's already eroded.
Why's your head in the ground? I'm going to watch Roundup kill these roots. Roundup can be used where kids and pets will play and breaks down into natural materials. Since Roundup kills the roots, what's not coming back, Bob?
The weed?
You betcha, Bob.
So I don't know the story here, but my assumption is that this is extremely cancerous. Let me look it up. Roundup in 2020 paid $10 billion to settle cancer suits. Tens of thousands of claims linking the Weedkiller to cases of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's crazy, dude. All these companies have just been leaking shit into the groundwater and plants and air and our bodies for so long with full knowledge. Every time it comes out, there's a document from one of their scientists like saying, hey, this will guaranteed cause cancer in some people, but it will make X profit. And they go, okay, how much is the legal fees going to cost us? And it's always less. The company is taking a calculated risk that the benchmark settlement will largely resolve its legal problems. They still face 30,000 claims from plaintiffs who agreed not to join the settlement. $10 billion. You got to cause a lot of cancer in this country to have to pay $10 billion. So they found it out in 2015 and Monsanto denounced the findings, arguing that years of research in their laboratories had proved its safety. Actually, it's extra funny because it's like this guy in a suit sticking his head in the sand and talking about how great Roundup is. That is so on the nose. Literally covering his eyes and ears, burying his head in the ground, and talking about how great Roundup is. That's crazy. Yeah, the marketing people knew. We gotta sell it. This is my favorite aged commercial ever. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, we should have opened with this one. I mean, this is the all-time great. This is actually this is one of the best aged commercials of all time. Let's watch it.
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so. What does it do?
It rolls.
Yeah, so does a bagel, okay? A bagel you can eat.
It's also just a good commercial. They did a good job.
It's coffee. It's new.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
No king! Gentlemen, have you taken leave of your senses? The people shall have the right to vote. Even the stupid ones?
Yes.
Stupid people.
Pause. Who's this? Who's this right here? This is SBF's dad, who loves Larry David so much, he forced his way into this commercial shoot. And in fact, because he joined FTX as an advisor, like emails leaked that said he really wanted to get on this commercial. He gets in. Then he was trying to get paid for his time as an advisor, and Sam had his dad at a $200,000 salary. Then he emailed his son and asked for $1 million and CC'd his mom. true story. There's actually so much more involvement from SBF's parents than was originally understood. SBF is, of course, the main perpetrator of the fraud, but his parents aided and abetted at like every step and also milked that company dry and bought a bunch of property with it.
Edison, can I be honest with you? It stinks. Does your wife know what's going on here?
She knows I go to work.
You're wasting your time, and it's sad.
我々の未来はポータブルミュージックです。
バカか、バカか、わかるだろう。怖いんだ。バタリがいつも言えるぞ。バタリどこ？バタリ。
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
That's all time. That's one of my favorite ads of all time. That's so great. He got paid $10 million for that, and he didn't have to endorse FTX. So many people got pulled into those lawsuits. Tom Brady, Shaq. He comes off looking clean, got paid more than almost all of them. Just genius. He got to say FTX is a bad idea during the Super Bowl and get paid $10 million. This is a poorly aged ad from China. Warning, this may feature some racism. I can already tell what's gonna happen. That's horrific! That's horrific! That's a horror movie! That is Get Out! That is a horror movie! They condensed it! That's crazy.
俏比全国招商热线400.
And to include Baby Shark in your terrible racist ad is the worst of all.
But Ayds helped me lose 46 pounds. The Ayds diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
Ayds helps control your appetite so you lose weight. Yet Ayds lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant
I
in
heard
Ayds.
about this. Yeah, there was a diet plan called Ayds in the early 80s before the AIDS epidemic. I think there was a candy. Yeah, appetite suppressant or something. Initially, sales were not negatively affected though. And then in 1986, an executive said, the product has been around for 45 years. Let the disease change its name. And then sales dropped 50%.
Question. Why take diet pills when you can enjoy Ayds? Ayds helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
To Catch a Predator promo featuring Jared Fogle? No way.
NBC Dateline came out with this segment that was hosted by Chris Hansen, and it was called To Catch a Predator.
Key part.
Almost all of the guys that get caught have seen the show.
You ever watch Dateline NBC? Yeah, I've seen this on TV. You've seen this on TV before.
And it's almost like
that's crazy. Ari always quotes one because we watched this back when it like aired. No, we didn't. That's 05. We watched it later than that. But there's one where the guy brings a pizza and he's sitting down and talking to Chris Hansen. He's like, hey, I'll give you the pizza. Like, look, can we just call this off? I'll give you the pizza. And then Chris Hansen's like, you're going to give me the pizza. And Ari quotes that all the time. Anytime I have a pizza, she quotes that every single time.
Police, like, with their taser guns are like, ah!
Get on the ground! Get down!
These guys continue to fall for it every single time. There must be like 100 million episodes of this, and these guys still come out.
I mean, look, they're not...
That's incredibly poorly aged. Oh my God. That's crazy. Wait, what is this?
Once you've found the right doctor and have told him or her about your pain, don't be afraid to take what they give you. Often, it will be an opioid medication. Some patients may be afraid of taking opioids because they're perceived as too strong or addictive. But that is far from actual fact. Less than 1% of patients taking opioids actually become addicted.
God! Dude, you could tell me this is literally Satan and I would believe you. If you could tell me this is fucking the devil, Beelzebub himself came up from hell and put on a suit. So many people's lives ruined. People like that. The main selling point of this ad is sexual harassment. What? From 12 years ago? 12 years ago. Let's see. Is this classic gamer sexism?
NVIDIA GeForce is always introducing.
No, I'm not playing that. Flintstone cigarettes commercial? No shot.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah, I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
It's a fucking
makes
kids.
the big taste difference, and only Winston has it. Up front where it counts. Yeah, buddy, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
There's probably a fuck ton of poorly aged Juul ads because they started off by saying they were like good for people quitting smoking, right? Or just like overtly targeted children. Oh, we talked about this ad. This is one of the greatest poorly aged gaming ads of all time. This was for a game called Daikatana, which was one of the worst games ever made. John Romero's about to make you his bitch. It was a very famous gaming ad. And this game launched and it was just absolutely awful. One of the worst games ever made. So I guess he sort of did. One more ad. Horse versus automobile. Print ad. Before you discard your horse and buy an auto, it is well to think of the cost. Figure out how much you spend for harnesses and then think of what new tires amount to. Figure out what it takes to feed Dobbin in a year and then think of gasoline, repairs, and storage charges. It is worth what you paid for him 2 years ago. Where's the man with an auto that can say the same? This is my mentor. This is how I learned marketing from Ed Klein. You guys convinced? Let's go down and get Dobbin. Just replace my tires. This ad is spitting.
Check it.